Hello, and welcome to this presentation. And My name Andreas Christensen, the founder of Super One. We were supposed to have Stian Alex here today, but unfortunately there was a big lightning strike in Bali this or last night, so he is out of communication. So I have to deal with it alone. That's not a problem. We're gonna have a lot of exciting stuff to tell you today, and. First of all, I would like to start off by wishing you all a very pleasant and super happy new year. And Today we're going to organize this in a way that we will review the year behind us a little bit first. We have some amazing numbers to tell you. We're going to look a little. I had some blink here, okay. And then we're going to, of course, look into what we are doing now. We have a very fortunate situation. We have a launch game. We have some amazing numbers to show you. And we have some really great and cool ways forward. So we have dubbed this the Golden Runway. We always like to have some themes on what we're doing, and you will, towards the end of the presentation, understand that. We also have a premiere today on our brand new creator video. It's an amazing piece. It's been in work in progress for a while. And we're going to speak a little bit about that, and we're going to end this session with a Q&A. You can ask me any questions you want about Super One or about anything else. I don't mind if I can answer. I can answer probably everything in Super One. There are some things we don't speak about and some things we gladly tell you all about. So let's get started and get the keynote going. It's good to have that to support our talk. I will leave my camera on so you can see me. If you hate that, you can turn it off. But again, first of all, a very super happy new year to all of you. We ended 2022 with a game release. It's a very early phase, and that's what people have to understand. We have a very first iteration of the game out in the app stores, and this is a very first test phase. It's actually a kind of should have been a closed beta. We open it for you to start playing, and we haven't really done a lot of marketing. So still, we have really impressive engagement numbers. So that's important to understand where we are in the process and where we are heading, because I've seen some of your comments that, oh, we have been doing that we haven't launched this and everything. That's because you probably don't understand where we are in the development phase and all the massive opportunity that lies ahead of us. So let's kick off and have a little bit of the year in review. It's been a very eventful year. For 2022 was an eventful year. We had great sales. We did a lot of work. We did a lot of different things. So we're going to take it a little bit structured now. We now have about more than 96,000 creators, and we have 55% of those 52,866 as of today in paid creators. Okay, that's affiliates, paid creators. We are represented in 232 countries around the world. For those of you that know about countries in the world, the United Nations has 195 or 96, 95 on their list, but Google Maps, they have 252. They count probably some states and regions here and there, and that's what we have to relate to. So we have 232 out of 252, which is more than 90%, 92% to be accurate, which is amazing. It is amazing. We have throughout 2022, we have completely redesigned our creator program, and we have streamlined the offering. You've seen beautiful graphics here in the presentation, and you see it's coming more and more into the mobile app in these days. We are about to roll out a lot of that, but we have worked very hard to achieve. So when we look at the total sales that we have done in loot boxes, we have more than 8 million, 8.2 million to be accurate, or $8,864,480. That's as of the latest figures. It might be some correction, but this is the what we are booked so far in our accounts. And we paid out about 55% in creator bonuses. So more than nearly $4.5 million has been paid out throughout 2022, which is an amazing amount given the our share little operation. So what we have done when it comes to the bonuses during 2022, we introduced the binary AI engine, artificial intelligence engine, the automated profit maximization that's already deployed. We also introduced binary priority, which also another innovation from Super One. All this is developed and deployed and working. We also did a ton of other different improvements and tuning and a lot of things to our cash generator, to put it there. We have the new wallet will open soon. We have the whole new wallet section and the bonus section. But as I will comment in the game, we have been facing lately a little bit delay from Apple because once we open the game, we are into a different approval process with, in particular, Apple, and that has set us back a little bit time-wise. But we have a lot of things done for you, and development teams is concluded testing. Now we rolling out things over the next few days and weeks, actually. So the bonus program has been highly successful during the sales and bonus. And I must thank to those of you leadership that has been very active during this period, and in particular to those who've been very active, like Amanda, Chelly, and Stefan, and all of you that has really helped us through 2022 with great success. And we are looking forward now into another amazing year, and hopefully the downturn in the international economy or the bear market is turning a little bit. We see some signs now. But anyway, we have done well in 2022, and we are looking forward to do much more in 2023. So when we look at our token bonus, which is our staking bonus, we have paid more than 18 million super tokens in staking bonus throughout 2022. And this has a total, no, this is total numbers to date. We started late 2021. So we have performed more than 62 million transactions in real-time staking, which is 10% of all the turnover in the system. So that's average 0.29 super per transaction. It's spread to more than 6,000 eligible creators at the moment. And to be eligible, you need to have a bronze loot box, and you need to log in every 30 days, which is a non-monetary kind of requirement, at least a login thing. So you need to be a bronze loot box holder, and you need to have, this is to avoid all the 10 entry packs, because it will create a very big volume of staking. Currently, one transaction is rendering north of 10,000 internal transactions on the platform. But this is a really great testimony to our staking model. It shows that our model is working. We have more or less 100% completion or performance on this, and it's really good. So that's the super token staking. I see there are some raised hands. I'm going to do all the questions after the presentation. So on the pool bonus, we paid out $577,714 in more than 26 million transactions. That's also a great testimony to how the pool bonus is working. It's real-time staking in cash to all these people is 2,840 eligible, and it's been $0.022 dollars per transaction. So it's what we can very clearly say is microtransaction, like we said before. You can even imagine how this is going to work when we have millions and millions of paying players into the platform. So this is a testimony to how it's really working, and you need to have a gold loot box and a bowl to be in possession of pool tokens. So both the staking, actually all three of these we talked about now, the cash payouts, 55%, the pool token, no, the token staking with 62 million transactions, and the pool token with 26 million transactions. They are all a testimony to our platform and how it's working. Further, we went into a marketing partnership with, first of all, Football Co. That's the owner of Goal, and El Mundial, and the biggest football media publisher in the world with 640 million fans. We also added to that equation FIFPro, which is the organization for more than 65,000 professional football players. So those two partnerships we entered during the autumn 2022, late summer and autumn, and it's been a very, very great achievement for us to be together with these partners. And as you will see from the little bit numbers later, how Football Co and their digital outlets is helping us to reach out to people. So these partners we will work closely with throughout 2023, and we will of course expand on the football arena. What we're doing, we're gonna have much more marketing coming through Goal. We're gonna have star program implemented through FIFPro. So a lot of things coming here. So when we announced this partnership, we got a lot of traction in the media in the world. We teamed up also this autumn with Market Across, the leading PR firm in the blockchain space, and they paved the road for us to be mentioned many places, and even we were quoted in Forbes and in Business Insider, and we have started a journey of making Super One much more well known in the world. It's a journey, it takes time and effort from our side, but it was a good start back in November, December, and I must say we are proud to have reached this level, and we are very proud to work with Market Across, which is also extremely clever and wide-reaching agency. So the Goal campaign made us do more than 18 million impressions and more than 8.5 million video views. This campaign was a little bit early for us. This campaign was a branding campaign where we actually function as a partner in the Goal 50. And you can see here we were part of this competition where Messi was player of the year. You had the most wanted man in football, and you have the ultimate players, etc. They all been exposed to Super One. So it's a kind of starting point for us to just get in there. And unfortunately, we were not directly available with the game. We faced a couple of weeks delay. So that's our how should I say on our side, but it was a great starting point. It gives us a lot of exposure, and it's really a good testament for what we are gonna do as we move forward now together with Goal. It will be an amazing journey throughout this spring that I will talk to you a little bit later about. So we also work closely with KPMG in India, reviewing all our development there. They came out with the fourth report before Christmas, and we also worked with our platform security provider Halborn, which also have issued in December their preliminary report without any major security issues. There were some small and medium things, but that's not related particularly to our operation. It's more general in the blockchain space. And of course, we work with AVS, and that's where we are. And it's been a good journey with this, and provides a lot of how should I say foundation for how we're gonna work further. Then we're gonna speak a little bit about the game, not just a little bit, because there has been some amazing numbers coming out of that. So on December 22nd, we launched or opened the game, and we have played 591 consecutive hours as of today. We had a small hiccup for maybe a few hours after a couple of days, after 18 hours, but else we have played now more than 6,960 games, actually 60,963 for a couple of hours ago. And we have generated uh, 20,856 prizes. That's more than 20,000 prizes because we have first, second, and third prize. It's an amazing number. And we have total prizes of $24,000. We're going to open for the prize withdrawal shortly. We are waiting a little bit for the App Store. Once that gets into play, we will open for that. So that a lot of you, I know there is particularly one that I heard about a few days ago had won more than $1,200. That means that this woman or man has won at least more than 600 games in less than 600 hours. So that's a testimony to the engagement level we are looking at. We had 3,000 players, and with little marketing during this period, we think is very good. We have been played in 83 countries, which is also amazing, with UK, US, and Japan as the top three countries. So that's amazing numbers for a very starting point. When you turn into the engagement level and you look that there is one that had a maximum of 88 correct answers in a row. That's amazing because we haven't even turned on the tools like pause, swap, or freeze. We haven't even turned that on. It's coming now shortly. So that's amazing. 88 correct answer. The average correct answers is 14. And the good thing is that these numbers are pretty much in line with what we estimated before we opened the game. When we designed the game, maximum play time has been 16 minutes. And that's a lot for a battle royale type of game. The average play time is 2.6 minutes, which is also not far away from the 3 minute we estimated. Average player is 12. That's of course very little for now, but it's a testing game, so we don't mind that. And the average winning time is 4.4 minutes, which is well within the 5 minute bracket we have. So we think that these numbers are actually pretty good, and the engagement level and the retention is also very good. And we're going to just keep nurturing the game further with more and more and more features. So that's coming. Let's just be very clear, and you have to remember that this game is still in an early test phase, and we have only been marketing it internally, basically to our crowd or to our community, and we have 3,000 people playing it, and our retention and engagement rate is about 20%. So it's really pretty good, and we haven't really marketed the game on goal. The initial campaign was more like a branding campaign, and so the next phase will be much more comprehensive with direct call to action for gameplay, and we will also increase the prices. So that's where we are. You can imagine these numbers when you take into account millions of players. We're gonna open now for the top club. 4 top clubs is what the next priority coming. We now only had world football during the wake of the World Championship. Now we're going to open for Manchester, Liverpool, FC Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Those four are pretty much ready to go. We're just waiting for app stores and things like that, and that's going to be a whole new ball game, and we're going to start pinpointing towards a much wider audience. But I must say that being in 83 countries, or how much is it, like 3 weeks, we are 600 hours into gameplay, which is nothing, and we already have more than 20,000 prize winners, which is amazing. And once we start bumping up the price, the numbers will probably skyrocket. So what this tells us is that the business model or the game model we have is actually working. The technology is working. Yes, there are things that we need to fix. There are always flaws when you start something. There are always things, and we haven't released all the features yet. Um, and I see some of you commented that in different social media and the different channels, which is of course on purpose, because as we deploy these things, we have verification, we have testing, and the way to do this is to do it on a scale. You can't imagine how difficult it is to launch this thing. One thing is Apple. They have a very clear and confined framework. Then you have Android, and there are so many distributions of Android phones out there. So even if you hit the 80% is okay, you will always find 10 or 20% that's really difficult. And those come to us with support, and we try to solve these things so we are able to scale everywhere without any issues. There are many phones out there with outdated Androids, and we try to now assess. And so the team has been very hard at work doing these things. And some things we also corrected that we didn't do correctly from the initial go. Now we are working effortly with a lot of effort to really fix things. So you will see a major update is already coming. I think we have 3 or 4 updates in the pipeline already with incremental updates. So that's how it's going to continue to be. You're probably going to see at least a weekly or maybe bi-weekly update. One of the challenges we faced, like I told earlier, is that we designed our platform for similarly release Android and Apple. So we couldn't release Android with game functions without doing it with Apple. It will create an advantage for the Android playing people. So we needed to detach this so we are able to launch other improvements to the app on Android independent of Apple. The reason for this is that Apple, they spent, in example, the first iteration this year, we spent 11 days in the back and forth with the App Store. It's nothing that we do wrong. It's just like sometimes they don't find things, or they don't do this, or they inquire about other stuff. That's obvious in the game, but it's a process. The last iteration went very fast, so we hope that Apple will we are now in a different team. I reckon we have been transferred from a US team to the London team. We are in different time zone, and we work hard to get this smoother and smoother and smoother, and hopefully within a few more iterations or distributions of the Apple, we will have a different fast track on this. So that's what we do. Again, questions will be answered at the end of the presentation. So all in all, we have a really solid foundation for our plans and our growth in 2023. We have a platform on the creative side that's plugging and working very well. We have done a lot of improvements. We have made amazing numbers. We have our staking thing working, both in terms of token and in terms of cash. We have a solid compensation plan that really reward active people, and that's a good testimony for how we're gonna work when we influx millions of players into the whole creative plan. The whole bonus plan and the binary will be flushed in with a lot of players. That's happening soon. This is a company now for the active people. So a solid foundation also on the game side. There is a lot of things you don't know about the game, what we have created, features and content. Content is a massive thing for us, and it all stems back to our release of nearly 200,000 NFTs. We are getting now into use of these NFTs. They will receive staking. They will receive all this. So we are activating the whole NFT collection. We are also creating tons of new NFTs coming. And we hold the whole, what we talk about now, we have Battle Royale. We also have Battle World, which is our city, gamified city concept with the towers and all that is coming to live now this next, I won't say a time because it's pretty good work in progress, and it will have a lot of features inside that will activate players. So let's leave that forward. But it's a solid foundation. And the question is now, how do we take it from here? We have a huge community of creators, like I said, more than 52,000. Now it's time to activate. We are at a stage I'm very proud to be at this stage now and to see that okay, we have done a lot of good things. Yes, you can say we have been delayed on something. Yes, we have, but we didn't foresee wars. We didn't see bear market and cracks. We haven't seen. We have survived. We have moved forward, like we do in Super One. We prudently and work hard every day, and we move forward. So what I usually say is we walk the talks, and like I also say, big things have small beginnings, and we do brick by brick and building a huge castle. So how are we gonna take it from here? I'm gonna bring you into a little bit of high flying part of the presentation. This is where we are introducing what we call the golden runway. We are using airplane analogy here or metaphors because this winter, it be January, particularly February, January, February, we are in a process where we are tuning the game. We are doing a lot of, we implement much more features. We are implementing and make use of the content, and then we are moving forward to March when the football season is starting. And we have agreed with our marketing partners to then revisit and do a big push for the month of March, April, May, June, and onwards. So that's an important part. Uh, we call this the golden runway because now we have kind of the aircraft has left the gate. It's on the runway and it's about to take off at a certain point in Mars. It will take off. Then it's too late to position yourself. So this is the final call. Final call has probably already been there, but we extend it through the runway, and that's where we're going. So important is to understand where we're coming from. We have been planning, we have been doing a lot of things, we have crafted, we are doing things. What we see now, which is important to understand, is the numbers we are fetching from the initial gameplay. They are really promising. They are really promising going forward. You can imagine, like I said, this into millions and millions of players is going to be crazy. And it's not so easy to replicate what we have done. So to defend off the competition, they will definitely have to work hard. So it's not that easy. We have tons of contents, we have years of coding, and a lot of things. So what we see is that we are in the driving seat of a whole new era in our company and also in the gaming space ourselves. So as we move forward now, during January and February, we are already deep into this. It's about iterating, testing, improving, doing more and more of what we need to do to get this really polished and to get ready for a really big takeoff. So our crew is working diligently on this. We have expanded our development phase. The UX team has done a great job in in um, in solving problems and doing things and coming now also with a lot of new things and improve the sites. In example, the login to Super One gonna be much more easy. We're doing a lot of different things when it comes to these things, and we are developing the app step by step by step. And there's a lot of features coming inside there that will make this a complete gaming powerhouse and also a creative powerhouse and also a communication and social powerhouse. That's what we aim to do. We work fast to do this the next month, so it's going to be great for everyone. As we move forward, we will, at the end of this tunnel or at the end of this runway, we will have be completely ready. We will have the tuned app ready to go. We will be able to launch massive campaigns in March and onwards. And we really will have the whole ready to go. So it's a little bit like when you're flying, the captain says doors to manual, cabin crew get ready. So we are in that runway phase now. You can imagine a runway on an airport. You get to a certain point, which it will be our March when we take off, and there is no more way to get on that airplane, at least not with the rates we're talking about now. So as we move forward, we will get to what we call the golden flight. It's in the spring. We'll start in March, continue April, May, and June, and onwards. But it's the maiden voyage. It's really where we utilize our partnerships. and we really blow this. I won't say to the moon because it's not to the moon. We're gonna go there. We're gonna bring in millions of players, and we're gonna start earning money, and we're really gonna take this to a whole new level. So the whole concept during this period is that we're lifting off. We're really gonna utilize these partners. We're doing also a lot of different activities when it comes to PR of the company, and also you can mention, probably some of you will ask about listing. That's also in this process when we have a huge business moving on. There's a lot of social media activities. There's a lot of things happening in this period. So what we're gonna do then, I won't say landing is maybe a little bit wrongful metaphor here, but that's what we arrived at. We're gonna bring in millions of players, and all of you know that my goal is 3 million paying players that's spending $1 a day. That's our main goal. So we see a very clear path forward. We see that the game get traction. We see that people load the game. The technology is working, both in terms of the gaming technology and the creative technology. The platform in general is sparking very well, 24/7. Now with the game, about 600 hours. So what we are gonna do is to invite you to join us on this journey. Many of you have already been with us for a while. We have different another journey, to put it that way, behind us. Now we are only thinking forward. And what we are thinking is how we over the next months gonna work together and give you a golden opportunity on this golden runway until we reach the takeoff, where also our marketing partners will use their complete leverage in the market with more than 600 million players that will be flushed in to the binary. Now it's time for you to really secure your friends coming in, testing the game, becoming creators, and be part of this journey. We're gonna do a lot from the company, but also we call on the creators to really start waking up. This is the last call for you. Once we get the golden flight going, once we are airborne, once we have millions of players, obviously the price of the tokens will be different. The availability of pool tokens will be gone. A lot of different things will happen. There is a lot of plans for these things. So this phase is falling out, and our golden goal is, like I always say, 3 million paying players. And we're gonna land and arrive at that during 2023, I believe. And so this is the journey. This is our proposition to you. And what we are looking at in the golden runway is to offer you as creator. I mean, this golden runway is our journey during the winter. This is how we're gonna polish the game, and we're gonna prepare massive marketing campaign that will be released in March 2023, with not like a branding campaign like we did, but with massive call to action to play the game and to win prizes. And of course, we're gonna tenfold the prices like we had in our plans when we get to that point. And then you will not win 20, 10, $2 or $10 or half a dollar. You will win 20, 10, and $5. And you can imagine that will do with the with the people like the one who just won $1,200. We're gonna have a crazy engagement, not only from our current crowd, but from millions and millions of people all over the world. We will not be in 83 countries. We will probably be in 183 or even more countries very quickly. So that's the golden runway. It's our positioning phase. It's dark outside. It's snow here in Norway. We are moving the next very diligently, the next month or two, really preparing everything, and the team is really working hard. So the powerful promotion we are offering during this period is on the pool bonus. There are 6,300 pool tokens left. We have a limited availability on that. So we are starting a pool bonus promotion. This already started. We can execute on this these both of these promotions today. They will be marketed heavily next week with even leaderboards on particular website, etc. So we're gonna have a promotion saying you sell two gold packs and you get one pool token yourself. Direct sales. This is only direct. It's not in your downline. It's direct sales. So if you sell two $1,000 gold package, you get a pool token yourself. You sell two platinum, you get five pool token. You sell two diamond, you get 25 pool token. So this is a very unique opportunity for you. We do this because we want to boost the creator base now before we go deeply into the market. And basically, we want you to have a golden opportunity to take part of that. And you will see on the next slide also the potential value of the pool token. So everyone that's participating in this promotion, that means everyone that sell directly two gold pack or more, will have all their pool tokens into an airdrop of 1 million super that will take place when the pool tokens are sold out. So it will retroactive if you already have a gold pack and you have pool token, you can all the number of tokens you have, whether they be from the first batch or the second batch, and all the seeded tokens you have, they will be part of the airdrop. They will count as token in the airdrop. That means if you bought the first batch with 40x, you probably, if you got one pool token then, you probably have 20 pool token now approximately. That means if you got 3 pool token, you have 60 now. It will count as 60 pool token in the airdrop. You will have 60 points in the airdrop. So that's, but still, 1 million token is a lot. It's a very lucrative opportunity to get hold of a lot of super tokens. So it's all about you helping us moving forward. We reward you back, both with a pool token and with a super token. So the second promotion we're running is what we call loot box bonus. That's based on the number of loot boxes you sell, whether it be a $10 entry or a $50,000 diamond. Of course, we understand that probably the $10 entry gonna be most of this. This is to engage people, get people acquainted with the platform, and it's to get all these links going and people see how it's working. So this is focusing on the smaller packages, I believe. And we're going to have a top 100 list of the best performers. And each of these top 100, when we close this promotion, this will be closed by the end of February. We're going to have 100 people on this top list, and they're going to receive 1,000 super token each. So 100,000 super token goes to this promotion. In addition, the top 10 of the 100 will get a free gold pack. So this is also another great opportunity. If you can't afford to buy a gold pack, you can now perform and get $10 people moving in, and you can secure yourself a gold pack. Why we don't do this with sales volume is because it's very, very unfair. If somebody sells a diamond, they will leave the board very quickly, and it will discourage the masses. So we are updating the platform the coming week with these leaderboards. They will be on a separate not website but a separate URL, and they will be mobile optimized. They will not be inside the app. We will make this public, so everyone will see this and have everyone. It's open for everyone actually, and it will be linked on the website, which we are also redesigning. We're coming with a really cool website with tons of animations and stuff. So that's another thing. But these are the powerful promotions we have now during the Golden Runway, and this will run until they are the loot box bonus will run until the end of February, and the pool bonus will run until there is no more availability of pool tokens. So we will get a counter into the app, and we will regularly also post the availability of pool tokens as we move forward. So again, two great promotions. It's all about you as a creator being able to perform, and you will be greatly rewarded. And then leaves us to see, okay, what kind of estimate is related to this. So if you participate in the pool potential, every pool token will, at 3 million players doing $1 a day, it will give you $62.50 for every pool token, which is pretty good. And the value of that on a PE50, which is maybe a little bit high in today's market, but anyway, it's $3,000. So somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000 is the value of it, and those will be evidently will be tradable also. Then you have the super token potential based on 500 million tokens in circulating supply. They will have a yearly token bonus of 10 cent, and again, price earning 50 put you at $5 a token. So these are the kind of estimates we operate with. They are the same as we had last year, throughout last year actually. And we believe that as the crypto market is bouncing back now, we see hopefully the bottom of it, and probably we're going to see a better, how should I say, financial or economy in the world as we move through the winter. After the winter, the kind of temperatures in Europe in particular probably gonna ease off, and we will have not the electricity crisis and stuff like that. And we can all hope that the situation in Ukraine will resolve to the better. I'm enthusiastic on behalf of the Ukrainians, to be honest. We have two of them employed here at the office in Norway that came to Norway last year in the summer, and we employed them here. And we are getting first-hand information from their families during the lunch breaks here, and it's amazing to see the courage they have. So again, we hope for a good solution shortly. Anyway, we shouldn't be that political, but at least we hope for that. So that's thanks for now. I'm gonna just say that big things have small beginnings. I'm gonna run a video, our new nearly 2 minute creative video. After that, I'm gonna open for all the questions. I see there is a lot of questions here. I'm gonna do them one by one, as I didn't have Stian together with me. I have to take a little bit time to read it, but let's go. Let's play a video, and then we will open for Q&A. Thank you. Yeah, that was an amazing video, I think. And now we're gonna do the Q&A, and I will keep my video running while we're doing that. We got some questions naturally about the game winnings, whether they will be withdrawable. Of course, they will. We're gonna open that shortly. We've been waiting again for Apple, and we're gonna have a minimum withdrawal of $10 to start with. The reason for this is the transaction fee because we are also opening for USDC withdrawal. So we want to have that to control the aspect a little bit, and so that's coming. And some people are asking about the performance of the game because it's lagging or delayed and everything, and that we are fully aware of all these things. That's what we are optimizing. We have continuous improvements. It has to deal with how the questions are or the pictures are taken in from our QMS, our question management system. So we have a dedicated team just working on performance. So these things are what I will call fixable, and these are not things that's gonna remain. That's why I say and stress we are in a very early phase. We are in a beta testing phase. We are in a public beta, but you have to expect these things coming. We are not Apple and we are not Microsoft, but we are Super One, and we will fix it. And as we move on, you will see already on the latest iteration of the app that we have done significant improvements. So there are some questions here about how the game. We are also doing different things inside the game for how it's working. Someone is asking if you need a $10 loot box to receive commission. No, you need you don't need to keep buying the $10. We discontinued that last autumn, in particular to satisfy the Japanese regulations. What I can tell you is that we signed an engagement with DLA Piper in Japan that is now doing KYC. No, not KYC. Sorry, they've done a lot of KYC on us and on me in particular. What they are doing now, they're going to do a review of the creator bonus model in terms of Japanese legislation, and that's why we removed all monetary requirements to keep receiving bonuses, because Japan has changed their legislation a little bit, and in example, Herbalife have to quit their operation because they have purchasing requirements. So we removed that completely to satisfy, in particular, Japan, and we are looking forward now over the next. Yeah, we will get a report from DLA Piper, which is one of the world's biggest law firms. We are working with them in different jurisdictions. First off is Japan. Another one is yeah. I'm not going to tell you. It's coming. So that's it. Let's see what else we have. Somebody's looking at chance for Binance to over super token. Of course, always a chance. Everyone that's been involved in crypto over the past months understand what happened. I mean, if you asked me 6 months ago, Andreas, do you want to list at FTX? I will sort of say, yes, of course. I really hope to be friend with Sam Friedman Bank. Sam Bankman-Fried, sorry. And I don't want to do that today. It's a little bit crazy because I was at a crypto conference in Puerto Rico, US, in Caribbean before Christmas, and I stopped over in Miami. I met with among other DLA Piper there to discuss compliance with US regulation. Basically, we were in the meeting room. We were overlooking the FTX stadium for the Miami football club. So a lot of crazy things has happened in the industry, and I think having a prudent approach and having a great product, be compliant with the legal how should I say, legal requirements of different jurisdictions is extremely important as we move forward. That's why we are working heavily on the staking side with our blockchain. I'm not going to go into detail today because it's going to be too detailed, but we are working heavily on the whole blockchain. And for those of you remember, we had the Hyperledger in the blockchain proposition. We are changing that to our own dedicated blockchain with natively built-in staking and security functions, as we done with the Nauris protocol we talked about earlier. So What is good to see is that the crypto community, when we present what we have, they are amazed by what we have. So not because we have the most advanced kind of quirky, nerdy protocol, it's because we have the mass adoption that the industry is looking for. And that's why we also now see investor traction. We see venture capital coming and being positive. We see a lot of things, a lot of positioning happening. So the game release is not only a release for you and for me and everyone. It's a release for our how we will be looked at from other. It changes a little bit and moves us a few steps up the ladder, and that's good. So there is there is one that we win over 1400 now. That's really cool, and they must be placed as elite 001. All the honor to you. When the token's gonna be unlocked, that will happen together with the listing. Like we said last autumn, we're gonna lock them until we list. And basically, we hope to list before, but that's not been possible. And it's not desirable at the moment to do it immediately either, because we want to have much more impressive numbers and we want to have a different market. So what are you going to do with your tokens if you got them released and listed today? What are you going to do? You want to sell them, or you want to make a lot of money waiting? So we are kind of prudent. We work with Asheron Trading. We will keep our ducks in a row, and we will get to that point. I also have a lot of tokens. I also want to trade, but it's not time for that now. So we're not going to open for that. We see how crypto projects that have been launched going down because they don't have the support of a lot of different things. The market is one of them. We need to expand the horizon a little bit. We are here for a long term, and we're going to create substantial value. If you go back and look at the staking we have done, 62 million transactions. That's 62 million more than zero. On the pool side, 26 million. 26 million more than zero. We have a very highly performant platform. So we are not afraid of that. Thinking about the token price future, we said that we're going to keep the current value until the end of January. We will not say anything else than that today. There is a lot of processes going on, and we're not going to talk in between the communication here. So yeah, okay, there is there's a lot of questions about the game performance, and that's what we said many times. We're gonna, of course, do that much better, and it's actually working pretty good for 90%. There are some. So some people here is asking when the game is starting, and then you have been sleeping during this presentation, so I don't want to answer that. There are some plans to enable people to use credit debit cards, and that's a good question, because yes, we are in the App Store, and we're going to open for that. Once we open for payment in the Apple, we will. Apple has also now increased their maximum purchase limit from $1,000 to $10,000. So it's a big one, and we can actually sell the Platinum Pack. If we go $9,999 for Platinum Pack, we can actually sell that to people through App Store. Of course, with the 30% cutoff that Apple provide or request. But anyway, there are many of these things that will come over the next few months. Now we are into tuning the game, the performance of the game, which has nothing to do with the payment. We're gonna introduce paid games. Yes, we do. So there will also be marketing, advertising in the games. There's a lot of things, but one thing at a time. There is no point telling you what we're gonna do, or talking about what we're gonna do when we are on the other side of the bridge. Let's get across the bridge. yeah, the winnings from the game, like I said, it will be moved into your free balance. It will be specified as game winning, and it will be withdrawable. Will be a minimum of $10 in the beginning. We evidently will have that down to zero, at least for XRP. We have a lot of American players. They usually don't use XRP that much because of the 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 present ban on XRP on some exchanges. So we need to open USDC, which we're doing, and the USDC transfer is everything from $1 to $2, depending on the market. Therefore, we need to limit this. There is again this listing of token. Keep asking. Let's just keep asking, and we keep responding. Somebody don't understand the binary. Okay, we're not gonna do that now. When do you think the tokens go to $1? Soon. Yeah, there is a question from Stuart. What time can creators purchase a pack through the App Store? Again, that's something we are dealing with. It will come when we turn on the money in the game. It has to deal with legal, not any legal issues or problems. It's just legal compliance. We need to verify everything. That's also why we are talking to one of the biggest law firms in the world in multiple jurisdictions, because we need legal opinions on the game. We need legal opinion on the creator to provide to third-party providers like Apple, Google, and credit card companies. So that's where we are. Estimation of the paid game will be when in due course. We don't say it will be this next 3 to 6 months. First, we're going to build a huge user base, and you have to understand, if we can drive the free game and get millions, maybe tens of millions of players into that, which we truly believe we will, when we switch on the paid game, we maybe get what we contemplate, like 10% buying into it. So that's good. So any new strategic partners lined up? Yes, but I cannot tell you. There are, in the football, a lot of work going on. As you know, we will launch the STAR program, and we are definitely into some heavy lifting there, and that will come. We're not going to publish that. We're going to keep the same strategy as we did with Football Co. and FIFPro. What we experienced, we sent out press releases, and we experienced that some people out there really want to try to contest us, contacting these partners. Is it really true that SuperOne is partnered with you? And they got the answer yes from both of them, and then they were silenced. There's a lot of people trying to do all kind of things here. And so that's where we are. We have through partnerships, and we're going to win this in 2023 together with them and together with you. And everybody else we actually don't care about. Somebody's... There are some things related to the listing that there's no point spending time on now. The really marketing is coming. We have tremendous HTML5, which means video type and animated marketing. We're doing that on the platform of Go and Football Co in general around the world. Someone having issues with getting crypto. We don't see that. We are in the crypto market doing swaps every day, many times a day. We don't face it. There are some jurisdictions that maybe face it, some banks, but it's not that difficult. You can use tons of different providers. Someone is asking when the staking will be changed to USDT. You mean XRP? That's when we get a little bit further, we will change to XRP. Now we're doing super, is to maximize the payout for the creators. We do this. Once we do that, we will have a different number. So There's someone asking about the bank. That's also coming, but first, like I said, when we release that information, first we're gonna have millions of players before we do that. So, and this question about any events. We don't have any particular events at the moment. We are running a lot of online things, and we think that even if traveling is no good, we're gonna do special events for those who perform, and that's what we're gonna do. It will we will revert on that, but many of these events are not very productive. We are reaching millions of players all over the world. Bringing those together is of course difficult. The creators, we will rather focus our resources on rewarding people where they are and make them recognized on a digital platform. So from that we see we also been to these conferences now again after COVID, some conferences, and we see there's a lot of not so important things happening at these crypto events. We are hard at work. We know what we're doing. We are in touch with some of the top shakers and movers in the crypto industry, and we are also being advised by some of them. And they say what we have is great. Just keep doing more of what we do. And like I said, we are now already working on a whole new blockchain platform with performance that will outperform some of the most famous platforms out there. And the transaction per second is amazing. The security performance is beyond everything that's out there. And one of our partners there, Nauris Protocol, is launching their live thing the next couple of months, and we're part of that launch. So I'm very confident that our platform itself will be highly performant, and we are really moving into a great year. Um, Now it's time to start working, and it's time to boost the platform together, because towards the end of this quarter, when you get to Mars, we're gonna have incredible new promotions. We're gonna have influx of millions of players, and we're gonna have a well greased, well tuned game, and we are ready for takeoff. And from that point, you will never have this opportunity anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there now. I've been through most of the questions, and we are not listing in January, that I can say. And apart from that, we are well aware of your desire to list, and we also have that desire. And time will show. The market has to become a little bit better. So, with that note, I would like to thank you for your attention today. And of course, a recording of this session will be available maybe later today or tomorrow. And we will also release the presentation. And you will get promotional material for the fantastic and powerful promotions. So, thank you very much for all your engagement in Sunday. And looking forward to some great time the next days, weeks, and months. Thank you all, and bye bye.
Record